Hello, good morning, everyone. I hope we are audible.
Can, sir.
Can somebody confirm?
Yes, sir, you are.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
I hope we are joined from all the states.
Yes, sir. So far, 140 participants are there, and we are
Okay.
also streaming.
I hand over to Pradeep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, welcome all. First of all, I would like to welcome Additional Secretary and Mission Director and thank him for providing time from very busy schedule. You all know we have undertaken Jal Jeevan Survekshan as a new initiative under Jal Jeevan Mission to forge our partnerships, to encourage the districts and to recognize the good work that is being done in the field and also focus on the service delivery. For the same, till whatever performance that you have done till September, we also have a team from DARPG which they will tell us about Prime Minister's Award for Excellence in Public Administration 2022. And thereafter, so the structure of today's meeting would be, we'll have opening remarks by ASN MD sir. Thereafter, a small presentation by AARPG team, and then we have a presentation on Jal Jeevan Survekshan. And thereafter, we can have a question and answer session, and then we'll again seek remarks by ASN MD sir, and then we'll conclude the meeting. So over to you, sir.
Thank you, Pradeep, and I extend a very warm welcome to all the participants who joined us today. The purpose of this meeting, and hopefully we should be able to finish by 6. The purpose of this meeting is to uh, present the structure and the framework for Jal Jeevan Survekshan 2023, and also uh, the status and progress on application for the PM's Award for Excellence in Governance, wherein this year, on our request, the DARPG has included a special category for Jal Jeevan Mission in the awards. Uh, the two presentations will highlight the various important facets of these two initiatives. I'd just like to say that
विवेक सो रहे हैं
I request
विवेक
to
फोन
please
विवेक को
everyone
डालो
to please
अनलिमिटेड
mute
इस्तेमाल करें विवेक से
please mute कर लीजिए. There's a lot of interference. Thank you. Uh, yeah. So as I was saying, the PM's award are prestigious awards. On our special request, the DRPG has included a separate category for Jal Jeevan Mission, for which the applications are open. We would request all the colleagues in the states uh, to get all the districts registered, number one, on the DARPG's portal for PM's award. And also, all the districts must apply for the PM awards on the DARPG's portal. So that's one of the deliverables. We will be reviewing this time and again. The last date for application is 28th of November. We hope to see full participation of all districts in the scheme. Now, whereas the PM's Award for Excellence in Governance in the Jal Jeevan Mission Ghar Jal category are based on the performance of districts under Jal Jeevan Mission uh, up to
September.
up to 30th of September last year.
Yes.
So this basically awards historical performance. Colleagues, as you are aware, under the Jal Jeevan Mission, we undertake an annual functionality assessment for the tap connections, based on which we work out the functionality scores for each of the districts and the states and at the national level. This exercise up to last year was a one-time exercise, once in a year. Now, given that we are at a very critical juncture of the Jal Jeevan Mission, where we now only have around 16 months left to complete the balance task and ensure all FSTCs by March 2024. We have from this year onward, for this year and the next year, we made Jal Jeevan Survekshan as a ongoing assessment exercise uh, with uh, with provisions for uh, concurrent assessment on a monthly basis for district performance and the state performance. So monthly, quarterly, and annual assessments based on the works that are executed by the districts and reported on the IMIS. The idea here is to get more deeper participation from the district teams in the Jal Jeevan Mission, to acknowledge good efforts, good work being done in the districts, uh, and to spur the spirit of healthy competition among districts and among states to complete the balance work as soon as possible and latest by 2024. So that being the overarching idea, I would now request the team from DARPG to make a presentation on the PM Awards for Excellence in Governance, and followed by a presentation by Pradeep on the Jal Jeevan Survekshan. We can then take queries and questions. We do have limitations on time for this session, but I must inform you that on 21st of November, we intend to organize a collector conference where we would be requesting all the districts to directly join with us for a dissemination effort, wherein we will be presenting in detail the structure of the Jal Jeevan Survekshan, and will also be felicitating the best performing districts for the month of October. Uh, the rankings, etc., will also be released on 21st, and will be the best performing districts will be felicitated in that collector conference. Yes. In a virtual mode, of course. But so please do feel free to reach out to us in the intervening period also if you have any query about both the PM's award and the Jal Jeevan Survekshan. Now over to the team from DARPG.
Rajat, are you there?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Additional Secretary, sir, Director Jal Jeevan Mission, sir, and all the principal secretaries for connecting with us and giving us this opportunity to give a brief presentation on the PM Awards for Excellence in Public Administration 2022-2023. I would now like to share the PPT about the Har Jal PM Awards for Excellence in Public Administration 2022-2023. Firstly, the award, it will be given on the Civil Services Day, that is 21st of April 2023. The key point to remember is that the last date to apply is 28th of November 2022, and it's already 11th of November 2022. The objectives of the scheme are.
So, Rajat, we are not able to see the slides. Do you want us? Do we have a copy of the presentation here?
Yes.
Huh?
So,
We can share it from here if it's okay.
so we
Shall
are
we
just
do that?
Can you see this?
Can you see the slide now, sir?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we
Yeah,
can.
yes.
Thank you, sir. So the PM Award for Excellence in Public Administration 2022-2023, the last date to apply is 28th of November 2022, and it's already 11th of November. So it's the right time to start the application process and submit it within the stipulated time. The objectives are encouraging the competition, innovation, replication, and institutionalization of best practices. The evaluation will be based on the parameters of quantitative, qualitative, and governance. We will be assessing the performance of a scheme holistically and driven by good practices steered by technology. The award categories, as we all know, are 5. First is Har Ghar Jal Yojana. Second, Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. Third, Ayushman Bharat Health and Wellness Center. Fourth, Aspirational District Program. Fifth, Innovation category. Coming specifically for the Har Ghar Jal Yojana, 2 awards will be given under this scheme. The period of implementation is the key that will be considered is 15th of August 2018 to 30th of September 2020. All the districts can apply under this scheme, that is Har Ghar Jal Yojana, and they can also apply under the other schemes like Ayushman Bharat, like for the innovation category. There are few specifications, that is for the aspirational district program, only the aspirational districts can apply, and in the innovation categories, the districts, the states, the centers, and the other PSUs and corporations can also apply, and they can even submit more than one applications. While in the Har Ghar Jal Yojana and the other schemes, only the districts can apply. Coming to the application process, we can first visit the PM Awards portal, that is www.pmawards.gov.in. On the top corner, there is in the right block there is a register tab. We will click on that, and a registration form will open with the general instructions. After reading all the general instructions and filling the registration form, a link will be sent on the email ID. Clicking on that link, you have to then again fill certain details, among whom few are compulsory and few are non-compulsory details, and then the registration will be done. Once the registration is done, click on the login tab on the top right corner with the registered ID and the password. Once we click on that ID, all the 5 schemes will open up, and for the aspirational districts, the aspirational scheme won't be shown, while for other district, all the schemes will be shown. So we can, after clicking to apply, there will be a draft, there will be a form which we open up, and if we fill certain details into it, you can save it as draft. And once all the blocks are filled, you can submit it within stipulated time. And once submission is done, no modifications can further be processed. The assessment process from the DRPG side is very comprehensive and quite holistic. The first is the screening committee, which will shortlist on the basis of identified parameters, presentations, call center feedback. This report will be then taken up by the expert committee, which will also study it on other parameters and the spot studies. Then we'll go to the empowered committee, which will process the application, and finally the approval by the Prime Minister, and the awards will be given. Important few points to remember is that registration of each district has to be done only once, while they can apply under different schemes. A maximum of 10 photographs can be uploaded, not exceeding 5 MB. A video link can be provided of certain duration, 3 to 5 minutes, and other supporting documents can also be provided. In only aspirational districts, 10 MB limit is being prescribed, while in the other schemes, 5 MB is there. Each district can submit one application under this priority program, that is Har Ghar Jal Yojana, along with the other ones. Specifically for the Har Ghar Jal Yojana, we have a evaluation parameters PDF, which has been given in the instructions for filling the form in the red blocks, the evaluation parameter, as you can see in the filling the form instructions. But if in case the person or the implementing officer doesn't see this, miss this evaluation parameter from here, in the application form also, we have provided the evaluation parameters written in red. If the person will click on this evaluation parameters, a PDF will open up, and they can easily take all the details of all the districts have been provided in it, and the districts can take the details from those parameters. So it will be quite easy for them to take also, and based on this evaluation parameters, further processing of the forms have to be done. Coming to the current status, as on 10th of November 2020 in the morning, the total districts which have registered is 315 out of 765. The total application which we have received is 619. The total application which haven't been much initiated and they have just clicked on the schemes is 539. The application which have been saved are only 62, and the total application which have been submitted are 18. So specifically for each state, we are providing the districts, number of districts which have registered. If we see here, the Uttar Pradesh has the highest number of district registered, that is 45, followed by Maharashtra 22, Madhya Pradesh 21, Assam 19. Then we have Gujarat with 15, Jharkhand with 15, Jammu and Kashmir with 17, Tamil Nadu with 16, Rajasthan with 10, Punjab with 12, Odisha with 7, Manipur with 5, Kerala with 5, Chhattisgarh with 14, Andhra with 7, Arunachal with 9, Assam with 19, West Bengal with just 1, Uttarakhand 4, Nagaland 3, Mizoram 2, Ladakh 2. So this is a detailed analysis of the number of districts which have registered. Coming to specifically for the Har Ghar Jal Yojana, because we need to focus on what is the application status of Har Ghar Jal. The number of application which we have received till today is 133. Out of these, 123 have just clicked on Har Ghar Jal Yojana and haven't filled any details because they haven't even saved it and haven't submitted the application. So the total number of applications which have been saved are 6. The total number of applications which have been submitted in Har Ghar Yojana is 4. Specifically coming to the applications, we can see a rise after 30th of October that the registrations and the applications are rising, and but further impetus need to be given to register first as a district and then submit the application under Har Ghar Jal Yojana. Now we have a detailed analysis of the application status of Har Ghar Jal state-wise. In this also, while the Uttar Pradesh 45 districts have registered, but we can see that only 23 are applying right now under the Har Ghar Jal, and in those, 2 have just submitted the applications. Likewise, in Tamil Nadu, we can see 8 applications under Har Ghar Jal. We can see under Maharashtra 8, Madhya Pradesh 6, Jammu and Kashmir 8, Gujarat 7, Chhattisgarh 6, Assam 6, Arunachal 6, Andhra 6, Andaman 0, then Meghalaya 1, Mizoram 1, Manipur 1, Kerala 2, Karnataka 4, Himachal Pradesh 2, Rajasthan 2, Puducherry 2, Telangana 5, Tripura 3, Uttarakhand 2, West Bengal 1. So this is the application number of application which either have saved as draft or submitted or haven't just not initiated and just clicked on the link of Har Ghar Jal Yojana. So this is a detailed graph about them. Then coming to specifically, like that was a detailed graphical representation. Now it in the numbers form. We can see like in the Andhra Pradesh, the 4 applications clicked and they haven't yet initiated much. Likewise in Arunachal, 6 clicked and they haven't initiated yet. Assam, 6 clicked, no further saving as draft or submissions. Bihar 4, but they haven't even further detailed about the application process. In the last block, I have just highlighted the application which have been submitted. Like in Himachal Pradesh, 1 has come, in Tamil Nadu 1 has come, and in Tripura 2 have come. And so these applications, those who have registered, it's a due request to them that after registering, start filling the Har Ghar Jal Yojana also, because it's already 11th and till 28th you have to give all the parameters. So kindly start getting the application. And this is about the districts who have registered. But apart from these 133 applications, out considering the status out of the 765 district, and if the number of rural districts are a bit less than the 765, still the considering the number is quite low of the application, that is currently 133 only. I have given the names of all the also those applications which have been submitted, like Tamil Nadu Madurai, Uttarakhand Bulandshahr Hapur, Himachal Pradesh Una. So I would like to thank them also for the application within the stipulated time, and but other applications need to be further processed. In the application which have saved as draft, Madhya Pradesh Burhanpur, Maharashtra Buldhana, Rajasthan Nagaur, Uttar Pradesh Farrukhabad and Shravasti, Manipur Ukrul. So these 6 have saved it as draft, and we request them to just fill all the applications and just submit them. Apart from this 6 and the above 4, if we consider, either they haven't submitted the application or they haven't yet processed even. So it's a due request to them to start registering, start filling the Har Ghar Jal Yojana, and start submitting it within the time. So this was a brief presentation from our side. Over to you, sir.
Thanks, Rajat. So, colleagues, as you can see, we have seen some good progress in registration, but in terms of application, there is not much that we can be happy about. As of now, only around 10 applications have been initiated, out of which 4 have been submitted and 6 are at draft stage. Rest of the other districts, that 62 number, the rest of the 52 have just clicked on the link. They have not filled any details. They have not started the application. And many of the registered districts have not even clicked the link for the Har Ghar Jal Yojana. I request you to please, this is not such a big deal, since this is based on historical performance, and we have also provided all the data points in the DARPG's portal itself. So there is an Excel file available on the portal itself, wherein you can see, as per the IMIs, what is the progress from 15th of August 2021 to 30th of September 2022. So based on those data points, you can easily fill the application. If you have any difficulties, please do reach out to us so that we can facilitate applications. Another thing that I would like to request the states is that please, while you do, all the districts must apply in the HGJ Har Ghar Jal category. Please do also encourage the districts and also the states must apply in the innovation category. So wherever you have done anything that you think is innovative, something new, a new way of doing things, whether in implementation or operations and maintenance or making sure that water quality is as per norms, etc. Please encourage the districts to also apply in the innovation category for implementation of both the Jal Jeevan Mission and the Swachh Bharat Mission. And the states, we would also request that please do, for example, we have Andaman and Nicobar is the first Swachh Sujal Pradesh where all 100% villages are Har Ghar Jal certified and all 100% villages are ODF plus model certified. So the UT at team could consider making an entry for innovation in the innovation category for an award for making the state Swachh Sujal. Similarly, states like Goa, Daman Divan, Puducherry, Haryana, uh, Telangana, and lately Gujarat have also 100% coverage. So please do consider applying in the innovation category. Uh, I have the ready figures for Jal Jeevan Mission, SBM also again. We have just had a review in the last previous 2 days. There are states where lots of things are being done, uh, uh, and therefore we request you to apply not only in the Har Ghar Jal category but also in the innovations category for implementation of SBM and JJ. With that, I'd now request Pradeep to make a presentation on Jal Jeevan Survekshan, and then we'll take some questions and queries. And
Thank you so much, sir. Can we have a presentation? So, very good evening to you all. As you know that our focus under Jal Jeevan Mission is on sustainability, and this Jal Jeevan Survekshan we are launching. You can think of it as a campaign, you can think of it as an awareness exercise, or you can think of it as a mobilizing your team to focus on the task that we have taken before us. Next slide. So under Jal Jeevan Survekshan, the basic idea is to create healthy competition among districts, leverage the motivation and aspirations of districts to receive awards, monitor the incremental improvement that we have focused on key indicators, and also create awareness and do a small capacity building, for field officers. So as you see, yeah. So there is problem in the slide. So under Jal Jeevan Mission, you know that I think you have to remove that first. There is some problem. I think you have to remove the unshare the slide. No. Previous slide. Back. Go to the slide. Slide. नहीं नहीं एक मिनट स्लाइड में रही वो डबल उसको डिलीट करना पड़ेगा. I think there is a double thing. Just quickly delete it. Sir.
चलो आप फटाफट कर
yes. So you know under Jal Jeevan Mission there are
back.
So there are 5 categories that we have made. 0 to 25%, 25 to 30%, 30 to 75%, and 75 to less than 100%. And then there is a category of 100%. So all the districts are divided in these 5 categories. And each month there will be a monthly graduation that we will be performing. So whenever a district changes its category, we will recognize that. And so this is one thing. And as you can see that the performance of districts is on two counts. One is providing tap connections as well as on providing some other parameters which are under focus in Jal Jeevan Mission, like testing of water samples, having our VWSCs in place, having village action plans, handing over the schemes. So those parameters are there. I will explain in detail. So there will be ranking of district based on these parameters. For each month, we will publish that ranking, and on quarterly basis also we will have that ranking published. And there will be annual exercise of functionality assessment that will be carried out during the month of May and June, where the fields will be where the teams will go in the field and test measure the functionality parameters through direct observations, and that will also be incorporated into a annual ranking of the district. Next, please. So you see that there are two parts in our Jal Jeevan Survekshan. One is the self-reporting of the district, which we will use for monthly as well as quarterly rankings. But annual ranking will be based on both the marks that you get during this implementation as well as whatever scores we get during the functionality assessment. So we are calling these districts which are moving fast, which are focusing on parameters, as districts of champions of change. So we'll facilitate these champions of change each month, on each quarter, and of course in the end of year, end of the exercise. We'll have the monthly publications done in Jal Jeevan Samvad. We will make efforts to amplify these through tweets, online workshops, and things like that. We'll also request to other platforms like Man Ki Baat, where these efforts are highlighted. And I will also request all the states to recognize the efforts within the states of the district which have done well. Next slide. So these are the awards that we are talking about. On monthly basis, we will have these three type of categories. First is fastest moving, those districts which are providing tap connection at a very fast pace. So we will have in each of the 5 categories in each of the 4 categories, because 5th category is already 100%. So in these 4 categories, 3 awards, so total 12 awards will be given. Then for best performing districts, we will have based on the overall score three awards in each category, so total 15 awards. And those districts which will be graduating, we will recognize all the districts who are changing their category. On quarterly basis, we will have fastest moving, best performing in general category district, and in aspirational district we will have special awards for these districts based on the best performance and based on the highest number of tap connections that they receive. For states, we will have annual awards. For states, we have slightly different category. We have divided states in 4 categories. So best performing states in each of the 4 categories, that is 0 to 50%, 50 to 75, 75 to less than 100, and 100. And also most improved state in each category. Those states which have worked hard and provided tap connections, covered the residual number of households in this financial year, during this journey, will also be awarded. And at national level, we will be recognizing 5 best districts and 5 best aspirational districts. And again, as I told sometime just now, that we should have a mechanism at state and UT level to recognize efforts of the district within each state also, so that there is more recognition, more close understanding of the parameters and understanding of the goals under judgment. Next. So this slide gives us what would be the criteria that we will be using to facilitate these awards. So for fastest moving would be residual coverage. So based on 1st October 2022, whatever the households were remaining, how much you have covered. So that would be determining your pace, and we will be recognizing that. Best performing will be based on multiple parameters. I will be explaining just now, and I explained graduation from one category to next as a changing category. That will be changing category. Next. So these are the broad timelines that that I think we must all understand. So our base date for all the calculation is 1st October 2022, and launch pre-launch discussions we had on 8th October 2022. Pardon my slide. Then the launch was done on 21st October by Honorable Vice President. The release of first monthly ranking we will be doing on 15th of November, so 4 days from now. And monthly award will have 15th of every month, quarterly award at the end of each quarter. And this, I think you must all note in your mind that the teams will be going in April to June period. So when the summer will be at its peak, if we are able to ensure functionality at that point of time, we will be sure that people are getting water throughout the year. So we have to develop our systems, sensitize our field officers so that our functionality at that point in time remains same as we would expect in rest of the year. Yeah, next slide, please. So very broadly, these are for assessing the performance of districts. These are the main weightage that main parameters for which we have given weightage. So for front runner districts which have achieved 100%, 50% weightage is given for certification. So if you do certification of all the districts, you immediately get 50 points. 30 points is related to water quality monitoring and surveillance. I will explain the parameters, and 20 for institutional alignment. You will see our scheme of awards is also very similar to the award that we have taken under PM Awards for Excellence in Public Administration. Next slide. So, for water quality parameters, you see we have weightage of 30. First, how many villages we have tested waters at household level, and how many villages we have tested waters at PWS source level, and how many women we have trained for FTK. So if you are able to do these tests during this period, we will be getting marks, and we should be able to report it on WQMIS. So a few things. Test means at least one test per village, and it should contain cover at least these parameters. Otherwise, we will not consider it as a test. So it should there should be turbidity test, TDS test, residual chlorine test, pH test, and bacteriological test. And in arsenic and fluoride affected areas, we should have arsenic and fluoride testing. So these parameters, if you are able to test in through FTK or in labs, we will be getting marks for percentage of village where we have done these tests. And duration is the scheme in the scheme of things. I think it will come in the next slide. That in the pre-monsoon testing, whatever number of villages we have till December, we will be so for each quarter we have 3 months. So total all the villages should be divided. At least 1/3 of the village we should do every month, so that we are able to complete till December. So we'll get full credit till December. Beyond that also, there will be some credit. I will explain in the later slide, but let me just complete the overall schemes. Second point is a number of PWS sources. So when we are shifting our supply through pipe water systems and we are providing a tap to the households, we must ensure that these PWS sources are tested. Still in field, we see there's a lot of testing going on in UP and in Kerala, for example, but their main tests are being done on hand pumps. Now we are shifting to PWS sources. We are already in the third year of the implementation. We should start ensuring. And now we are going to a closed system. From an open system, we are going to the closed system. So this closed system must be monitored, and we should feel responsible when we are supplying water through this closed system, because now people can hold us accountable if we are not meeting the parameters. For the institutional arrangement, friends, how many schemes are handed over to the BWSC, and how many villages the schemes are handed over to the BWSC, that we have taken. And we have said that if at least one scheme in that village you have handed over, we'll accept that you will be given a credit for that village. And how many villages you have done the scheme. So these are the bare minimum, I think, skeletal and very important parameters under the Jal Jeevan Mission. If you are able to ensure this, so at least we can say that we have done some improvement and we have gone towards delivering service. In this slide also, I should explain that we have set under the guidelines that we should train at least 5 women for FTKs. But for the purpose, and it has been expressed in the last time during Mohali workshop also, that there are very small habitations, less than 20, and they are finding 5 people is maybe slightly difficult. So to accommodate that, if the population of village is less than 1,000, we said that even if 2 women are trained, we will accept it. And in population where in villages where population is more than 1,000, this is fine. So this is only for the purpose of award, and this does not stop you from training 5 women. So, but minimum we are saying that this is the benchmark against which you will be measured. Next. This is just explaining that in detail. I think we can skip these slides. This also I have explained. Next slide. Next slide. So, this is the scheme for 4-star districts which have achieved which are between 75% and 100%. So here there is a 50% weightage for progress, 30% for WQ, water quality monitoring and surveillance, and 20 for institutional arrangement. So here you see that for physical progress, there are two parameters. Earlier, it was only certification. Here you have residual coverage as well as certification, because there may be some households which are still left. So that we have to complete. So for that, 40% weightage is there, and 10% weightage is there for universal certificate. Rest of the parameters are same. Next. Next. Just go. I will be sharing this slide. So I have explained in detail so that you can refer to these slides and understand very easily. So for aspirants, performers, and achiever districts, that is districts which are less than 75%, this is the common parameter for all the districts. Next slide, please. Here the residual coverage is the main thing, because we have to cover a lot of distance. So that is given the main focus, 50% weightage. And for water quality testing and institutional arrangement, it is the same set of parameters are there. Next. We can skip this slide. So as I explained, for water testing, these are the parameters which must be tested to qualify you as a test. If you miss on one of the parameters, we will not accept it as a one test that you have done in the village. So we are saying that water sample must be tested in at least one household. In at least one household, every quarter we must test. Actually, as per the guidelines, we should do more. But this is the bare minimum we are saying to start with, to focus, bring into the focus to this aspect of service delivery. We must do testing in one household, in each village, in each quarter. This is a change in mindset that we used to have, that we will test sources once pre-monsoon and post-monsoon. We are going towards household service delivery. So what is the water that we are providing at household level, that has to be tested. Next slide, please. So, and for PWS sources, the same set of parameters we are saying, and the water that will be taken has to be taken at the outlet of the tank. So suppose there is a scheme which has some WTP. So after WTP, what is the type of water that is being supplied, that we will that the sample should be taken from that that location. And in case of multi-village scheme, the delivery point of the multi-village scheme or inlet of the water supply to the village, that should be tested. So for multi-village scheme, the source would be the inlet of multi-village scheme, and that way we should organize our testing protocols. Next slide, please. So as I told that in post-monsoon testing, that is this period, that is from 1st October to 31st December, we must test all the villages. So 1/3 of the village should be tested each month. If you test more villages, you are given credit in that month itself, and this will be on cumulative basis. So you have credit for this month as well as for the next month. So there is no problem if you are testing more number of villages in the month of October, or say in month of November only. But if you test after December, then you will be given only 50% of the credit in the month of January and February, and thereafter till March. But thereafter, from 1st April to 30th June, the post-monsoon period, the pre-monsoon period starts, and therefore no credit will be given. However, you can continue to report the testing. Next slide, please. So pre-monsoon testing means pre-monsoon for the next monsoon. So that is the period that we are saying from June to April, May, June. That is the period that we are saying, and there again, 1/3 of the village should be tested each month, and the same protocol is being used. So till April, May, June, till June, you will get 100% mark. Beyond that, you will get 50% mark, and after that, you will not get any marks. Next. So this is the slide, that is how the state level scoring will be done. So far, I have explained how the district level scoring will be done. So the state level scoring will be aggregate of district level scores that will be given 70% of the weightage. Now there are few more parameters which are under the heading of state indicators that the state government has to do. If they do it, they will get marks at the end of financial year, at the end of our survekshan. So do you have a notified up-to-date O&M policy as per the after we have implemented pipe water supply scheme? We may have an O&M policy, old O&M policy of an RDWP times, which may not be relevant for pipe water supply scheme. So that has to be updated. So if you have O&M policy that is notified, then you get 10 marks. A grievance redressal system. Here we have elaborated a bit more because grievance redressal is the most important part when we are talking about the service delivery. When we are going into the mode of water service delivery, so actually our work starts after we finish the implementation of the schemes. Because people then ask what is why our water is not coming. What is the so there are so many issues come up. So if you have a good grievance redressal system, that helps us to solve those problems. So here some set of parameters are given. So if you don't have, you get 0 marks. If you have only web-based grievance redressal system, you get 2 marks. If you have call center-based grievance redressal system, you get 4 marks. If you have call center with toll-free, then you get 6 marks. If you have multimodal system where social media, call center, everything is there, then 8 marks. But if you also have a system where you take feedback from the customer. So one thing is that we are saying that all the grievances we are registering and we are resolving it. But if you have a system where you take feedback also from the customer who have complained, then you also get additional 2 marks. So the total maximum marks can be 10. So this, I think, this aspect you should start thinking about and maybe implement it during the course of the thing. So this is only for the state ranking, and it will be at the end of financial year. So suppose you don't have anything today, but before March, for example, you have this system, you get full marks. So, so the point is, you should have this system. Not and we don't penalize if you don't have system right now, but eventually, if you have it, you get the marks. Percentage of NABL accredited labs. So our benchmark in the guidelines we have said at least there should be one lab which should be NABL accredited at district levels. So that has to be fulfilled. And if you have all the districts with NABL accredited lab, you get 10 marks. And the last point is which came out during the functionality assessment exercise of the last year, that we have very poor residual chlorine availability at in the distribution network. We are still having the old mindset, and we are not focusing enough on residual chlorine. Residual chlorine provides us protection throughout the supply chain of the drinking water service delivery, from source to tap to the storage structure in the household, and to the till the point we drink in a glass. If there is a residual chlorine in the water, it protects us. We may say that we have supplied good water at the household level, but at the point of consumption, people may still get infected with the bacteriological infections. So to assuage that, to solve that, we must have this residual chlorine. So first, which should be understood ourselves, and then there should be a system to have this automatic chlorination done. So only to capture, only to nudge this aspect, we are saying that if there is automatic chlorinator in the scheme, which is supplying pipe water supply, then we give you 10 marks. So how many schemes you have got and how many percentage have this system, then you get 10 marks. Next slide, please. So next slide. Now, coming to the other part where I told that there will be villages selected randomly from the district and teams will go and test. So this is the parameters, apart from other things, this is the parameters that they will check, and this is the parameters on which you will be ranked. So this we are saying upfront so that there is a clarity, and this information must be disseminated to the VWSC level. We should use our ISAs. We should use our KRCs to provide training on these aspects, so that the VWSC knows that when a team comes, what parameters they will check. Apart from other parameters, these are the bare minimum. We have tried to keep it very simple, and we may have left certain parameters which are also very important. But these are the bare minimum. If we remove any one of this, then there will be some, we will not be achieving the objective of water service delivery. So what are the parameters? Yes, sir. First is adequate water, regularity, quality, user charges being paid. There's a grievance redressal system. There is FTK. Chlorination mechanism is there in the village or not. Bank account is available with VWSC or not. Whether the village has taken efforts for source sustainability. How many the villages where JGM signboards are observed, awareness is there, and whether the skilled human resources is available in the village or not. So these are the broad parameters. Next. So at the end of score for annual awards, we will have some of the quarterly score. Each month, each quarter, you are getting 100 out of 100. The scores were out of 100. So 4 quarters, so 400 scores will come from there. And then 400 marks will get from the functionality assessment score. So we'll sum, calculate for all the districts, and we'll award 5 best performing districts at the national level. The same criteria can be used at the state level also. States can decide to award their own districts. And similarly for annual score of states, functionality assessment scores of the states, then quarterly sum of the scores of the districts, and 200 marks for the state indicator that I had explained. Next slide. Next slide. Thank you.
Okay, so colleagues, any questions, comments, suggestions?
Norbu has raised hand. Yes, Norbu, you can go ahead.
गुड इवनिंग सर। मेरा एक क्वेरी है सर रिगार्डिंग यहाँ पे कुछ डिसेंट्रलाइज स्कीम्स है जो कि छोटे छोटे एंड दे आर डायरेक्टली फेडेड टू द हाउस होल्ड सपोजली इन द देमजोग विलेज वेयर आइसोलेट डिसेंट्रलाइज स्कीम based on the groundwater is directly fed to 5 to 7 or maybe 10 households. So when we take the sample from them, like shall we like we cannot like chlorinate them. Chlorination का issue आ रहा है सर वहाँ पे. How to like consider those?
So Ajay ji, आप बोलिए.
Okay, now let me just respond to that. So basically, our focus is in terms of coverage, we are talking about FHTC coverage based on as reported on the IMIS. So if these small, normally in JJM, our definition is habitations with number of households 20 or more. But if there are scattered households for whom FHTCs have been provided, if they are recorded on the IMIS, the state will get the credit for it. That's number one. Number two, for the assessment in terms of the functionality assessment, the sample unit is village. It is not habitation. So, and villages are selected on a random sample basis to be representative of the district. Now, there, of course, during the functionality assessment in the sampled villages, water samples will be collected and will be tested for the important parameters that we have highlighted to assess what is reported on the WQMIS and what is the general observation through a sample survey. Just think about it. For a small, wherever direct feeding is done, to mitigate the risk of contamination and thereafter any kind of health risks, in such places you must have some field testing kits available in the village so that people can test the water. If there is, because the whole purpose of chlorination is to ensure that at the end point, at the consumer point, the bacteriological contaminations are taken care of. Another advantage of chlorination is that there is residual effect of chlorination. So if the water is stored in the household, even then the residual chlorine keeps on decontaminating the water. So any kind of unhygienic practices which may lead to contamination of stored water in a vessel or a burtan at the household level can also be decontaminated to the extent that residual chlorine is present in the water. So there, for such situations where inline chlorination is not feasible, you should think of putting in robust testing and testing mechanisms in place. If during the testing we find that despite this being a direct spot source scheme where water is pumped directly through the line without storing anywhere to the household, there will not be contamination risk in the water storage reservoir because there is no reservoir, but there may still be contamination during the distribution in the pipelines if there is a leakage, etc. So in such cases, if inline chlorination is not possible, first of all, we should try to get inline chlorination included. But if it is not possible, then we should always think of providing chlorination tablets or solution to the households so that they can test, and if they find that there is contamination, they can disinfect themselves. So the idea is that, okay.
Okay.
So please feel free to reach out to us, for small schemes. Recently we were in Tamil Nadu, I believe, yeah, Tamil Nadu, which was a conference of Swachh Bharat Mission, where in the state for every water storage tank, they have linked a manual inline chlorination system, which costs only 3,000 rupees per system. Only 3,000 rupees per system. Immediately after the distribution tank, before the water goes to the discharge valve through which the supply is controlled, there is a small device which is attached to the distribution main, and there's a person who is trained to operate it, to put the bleaching powder or the sodium hypochlorite solution in the pipe, given training in terms of how much to put based on the number of households served by that particular tank. So such solutions may be possible. So there are 6, 7 households, maybe one person out of these people can be, this small instrument can be installed. One of the household members themselves can be trained and given the chlorination, stocks so that they can do it themselves.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Good evening, sir.
We are also in the process of compiling some technical options for chlorination, for which our team is working with the INREM Foundation. We do intend to come up with a compendium of possible chlorination systems options in various contexts, so that depending on the context, different kind of systems can be adopted. And there, Ajay, I'll request that please keep in mind the context of hill states, small hamlets, very, very small schemes. So how to take care of chlorination in such systems, वो भी उसके अंदर निकल के आना चाहिए. ठीक है? Okay. Haryana.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Sir, in Haryana, our PRI election is on the process, and we have formation of all BWSC again. So it should be take minimum 2 to 3 months for reformation of the village water and sewage committee.
वो ठीक है, वो सब कॉन्टेक्स्ट पे डिपेंड करेगा. जो होगा, जैसा IMIS पे रिपोर्ट होगा, उसके बेसिस पे स्कोर्स कैलकुलेट होंगे. वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू हैव एनी बिकॉज दिस इलेक्शंस अभी आपके यहाँ हो रहे हैं, कल किसी और स्टेट में होंगे, परसों किसी और स्टेट में होंगे. सो वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू मॉड्यूलेट एनीथिंग.
ओके सर, थैंक
और
यू.
इसीलिए VWSC को काइंड ऑफ स्टैंडिंग कमेटी.
सर साउंड नहीं आ रही आप.
JJM की मीटिंग से.
हाँ, सो VWSC इसीलिए सब कमेटी ऑफ पंचायत है. पंचायत भंग होती है तो VWSC भी भंग होगी, ऐसा नहीं है. ड्यूरिंग दैट पीरियड VWSC विल कंटिन्यू टू रिमेन टिल दैट VWSC इज फॉर्म. तो कोई भी कोई VWSC जो अभी लिस्टिंग हो तो होनी चाहिए ना.
वो तो
हाँ, क्योंकि पानी का काम.
Yeah, so we are not considering कि अगर पंचायत के इलेक्शंस हो रहे हैं, नई पंचायत कॉन्स्टिट्यूट हो रही है, तो VWSC दोबारा से कॉन्स्टिट्यूट की जाएगी. We assume that in fact one solution is that if at the state level you could take a policy decision and designate the water subcommittee of the panchayat itself as the VWSC, that is the best, because then that becomes a standing committee for water and sanitation.
Yes.
right, sir.
In that case, you don't have to constitute it again and again. It gets constituted as per the Panchayat Raj Act and things like that.
Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Anything else?
Sir, from Madhya Pradesh. Tongaria.
Hmm.
Sir,
हाँ,
where the last experience of the PWSS in which we had installed the automatic pressure fit chlorinator. Instead of chlorinator, now we are installing the silver ionization and the ozonators in place of chlorinator, because these are not being maintained by the villagers, and the chlorine or the your
Okay,
sodium
so please do send us the suggestion. If you want any change in the indicator, please send the suggestion.
Sir, I had written a letter by today only, sir.
Sorry,
I had written a letter by today only, sir.
Already written, sir.
you have written or you are going to write?
Written, sir. Already written today, it says.
I did.
अच्छा, अच्छा, ठीक है. We'll take a look. We can maybe modify that indicator,
But sir,
rather than pushing for automatic chlorinators, we should just say chlorinator, oblique ozonation, oblique disinfection systems.
the only thing,
And you can have differential credit. If it's
Yes.
automatic, then 10 out of 10. If it's manual, 5 out of 10 or something like that.
ठीक है.
ठीक है, but don't say no to manual systems.
Obvious.
ठीक है. If the manual systems are sufficient, then why should unnecessarily
Correct.
be
So I think
automatic
it's a participatory thing, and we
ठीक
can
है.
improve it, sir.
हाँ,
Sir.
वो हमें कर लेना
Correct.
छोटा सा. ठीक है.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, friends, I request that the SSG tool, sorry, the JJS toolkit is available on the JJS dashboard. एक बार हम आपको क्विकली उसकी झलक दिखा देते हैं डैशबोर्ड की. Just open the Explorer. Go to Jal Jeevan dashboard.
वहीं से शुरू करिए. जल जीवन dashboard.
जल जीवन डैशबोर्ड पे जाइए.
वहाँ से शेयर कर दीजिए, फिर वहीं से दिखाइए उसको.
अरे
क्या कर रहे
ये क्या कर रहे हो भाई?
हैं?
इसको पहले बंद करो. आप वहाँ कोई खोलो.
अभी शेयर कर दिए, जो कर रहे हैं वो भी देखने दीजिए उनको.
हाँ
शेयर कर दो.
हाँ, शेयर करो.
So friends, in the
चलो मैं let me just, because there is another meeting
ठीक है.
waiting for me.
Sir.
Click करो. So when you see the Jal Jeevan dashboard on the right hand side, there is a tab for Jal Jeevan Survekshan. चलो click करो.
ऊपर. Yes.
Sir.
If you click this, you go to the Jal Jeevan Survekshan dashboard. ऊपर में आप देखेंगे तो यहाँ से आपको JJM डैशबोर्ड पे वापस जाने का रास्ता है. And there is a link for JJS 2020-23 toolkit. इसको क्लिक करेंगे तो PDF फॉर्म में आपको एक डॉक्यूमेंट डाउनलोड हो जाएगा, जिसमें जल जीवन सर्वेक्षण की जो भी अभी आज प्रेजेंटेशन किया गया है वो सारी डिटेल वगैरह उसके अंदर अवेलेबल है. तो एक तो ये सभी जिलों को और सभी लोगों को ये बताइए कि ये टूल किट को एक बार देख लें, पढ़ लें. उसके बाद अगर कोई if there is any doubt, please come back to us. Then just click the baseline districts. Baseline districts क्लिक करिए. यहाँ पे आप क्लिक करेंगे तो ये कैटेगरीज दिखाता है. ऊपर सर्च का ऑप्शन है ना.
सर बेसलाइन डिस्ट्रिक्ट पे क्लिक करिए आप सर, एंड देन क्लिक ऑन दोस थिंग्स. नीचे भी
ये क्या हुआ?
नहीं, ये सर ओवरऑल है. फिर उसके बाद
ये कहाँ ओवरऑल है? तो कुछ और ही है. चलो हाँ, चेक क्लिक करिए. यहाँ पे आप कोई भी डिस्ट्रिक्ट को नाम डालिए, कोई सा भी नाम डाल दीजिए.
डिस्ट्रिक्ट का नाम डाल.
मेरठ डाल दीजिए, NEE. अरे यार जल्दी करो. हाँ आ गया होगा. अरे भैया चलो डालो, सेलेक्ट करो. जब आप इसको सेलेक्ट करेंगे तो एक स्नैपशॉट आपको दिखाई देगा. ठीक है. अब इसमें ये दिखा रहा है कि फॉर द मंथ ऑफ अक्टूबर या 16 तारीख ये मेरठ डिस्ट्रिक्ट जो है वो सेकंड 2 स्टार कैटेगरी का डिस्ट्रिक्ट है. इस कैटेगरी में 206 जिले हैं. उनमें 1 अक्टूबर से लेके आज 11 नवंबर तक की जो परफॉर्मेंस है उसके आधार पर मेरठ की रैंक 16 आउट ऑफ 206 है.
यस सर.
इसका टोटल स्कोर 49 आउट ऑफ 49.8486 आउट ऑफ 100 है. इसके नीचे जाइए, स्क्रॉल करिए. अरे भैया ये फॉर्म में स्क्रॉल करो. हाँ अच्छा ओके. देन इसमें टोटल नंबर ऑफ विलेजेस, कितने हाउस होल्ड्स हैं, कितने कनेक्शंस हो गए हैं, टारगेट FSTC फॉर द मंथ कितना था. ये आपको टूल किट आप देखेंगे तो आपको समझ में आ जाएगा. जितना 1 अक्टूबर 2022 को रेजिडुअल नंबर है उसका 1/18 करके मंथली टारगेट निकाला गया है, क्योंकि हमारे पास मार्च 2024 तक के 18 महीने उपलब्ध हैं. तो 11,39 कनेक्शंस के अगेंस्ट में मेरठ में 7,776 कनेक्शंस अक्टूबर के महीने में दिए गए, जिसके आधार पे उसका स्कोर जो है 50 में से 35 निकल के आता है। फिर उसके आगे बाकी के पैरामीटर्स हैं, कितने VWSCs हैं और कितनी वुमेन का ट्रेनिंग हुई है, और ये पूरा लॉजिक जो बताया गया था कि अगर 1,000 से कम की आबादी है तो 2 वुमेन पे हम विलेज को काउंट कर लेंगे, और अगर 1,000 से ज़्यादा की आबादी है तो 5 होनी चाहिए कम से कम, तब हम विलेज को काउंट करेंगे। उस बेसिस पे आप देखिए जो आगे ऊपर में जो स्कोर बने हुए हैं डिस्ट्रिक्ट के, वो परसेंटेज ऑफ विलेजेस हैविंग वुमेन ट्रेन्ड फॉर FTKs, वो 46.45% विलेजेस है। तो 10 में से 4.645 नंबर निकल के आते हैं। 99.83% विलेजेस में VWSCs हैं, तो वो उसको 9.983 निकल के आता है। और वाटर क्वालिटी टेस्टिंग का स्वच्छ जल से सुरक्षा कैंपेन का कोई भी काम अभी तक मेरठ जिले में या तो हुआ नहीं है, या अगर हुआ है तो WQMIS और IMIS पे रिपोर्ट नहीं हुआ है। तो ये भी आप डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स को बताइए कि वो यहाँ से देख सकते हैं। सब ये नहीं है कि हम इसमें अवार्ड देते फिरें, इसका पर्पस ये है कि इन सारी चीजों में किसी भी चीज में 0 स्कोर नहीं होना चाहिए।
सेल्फ
ठीक है,
इवैल्यूएशन,
हाँ,
they can evaluate themselves, self
हाँ, वो खुद देख सकते हैं कि हम कहाँ खड़े हैं, कहाँ नहीं खड़े हैं, और हमारा क्या स्कोर आ रहा है। तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल द टीम इन द मेरठ डिस्ट्रिक्ट इन यूपी शुड बी वरीड कि हमारा 2 अक्टूबर से लेके आज 10 नवंबर है, अभी तक एक भी पानी का सैंपल टेस्ट नहीं हुआ है, क्योंकि अगर एक भी सैंपल टेस्ट हुआ रहता तो यहाँ पे 10 में से 0.001 या 0.01 कुछ तो क्रेडिट उस डिस्ट्रिक्ट को मिलता।
या
ठीक है,
या
तो ये आप ये पूरी इंफॉर्मेशन जो बेसलाइन की है और जो करंट स्कोर और करंट प्रोग्रेस है, वो इंफॉर्मेशन इस तरह से यहाँ जाके देखी जा सकती है। अभी इस डैशबोर्ड को हम और रिफाइन कर रहे हैं। 21 तारीख की जब मीटिंग होगी तब तक ये डैशबोर्ड पूरी तरह से और विकसित हो जाएगा। अगर आपकी और कोई सजेशंस और रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं, आप चाहते हैं कि डैशबोर्ड पे कुछ और रिपोर्ट्स या कुछ चीज अवेलेबल कराई जाए, तो प्लीज लेट अस नो वेल इन एडवांस, ताकि हम 21 तारीख तक वो चीजें भी उसके अंदर इनकॉर्पोरेट कर दें। ठीक है, चलो अनशेयर कर दो। ये इस तरह से दिखाई देंगे कि कौन कौन से जिले किस कैटेगरी में टॉप 3 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स हैं, वैसा करके डैशबोर्ड पे दिखाई देगा। अभी वो टेस्ट मोड का डेटा है, इसलिए हमने वो जिलों के नाम वगैरह नहीं पढ़े हैं। ठीक है, पर जैसे मेरठ का हमने डेटा दिखाया, डेटा उस तरह से करके पॉपुलेट होना शुरू हो गया है। अक्टूबर का तो हमें पता भी है कि कौन से बेस्ट परफॉर्मिंग डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स हैं, पर अभी हमने उसको डिस्क्लोज नहीं किया है। वो डिक्लेरेशन 21 नवंबर की मीटिंग में होगा, जब सारे जिलों के कलेक्टर्स और सीईओज को इन्वाइट किया जाएगा। Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for hearing. And please अभी से इस चीज की तैयारी करिए कि आपके सारे जिले 21 तारीख को कॉन्फ्रेंस में पार्टिसिपेट करें। We will let the winner districts know in advance, क्योंकि फेलिसिटेशन के लिए हमें उनसे कुछ फोटोग्राफ्स और कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए होगी। But please do tell all the districts to participate. And also start using the dashboard and IMIS reports and interface. And this is all in public domain. There is no login required. So the district collectors, CEOs can directly go and see. Anybody can see any self performance or any other district's performance or anything. And so anybody can see. We are not going to put it in the login or anything like that. This will be available in public domain. And that also you should tell all your district teams कि ऐसा नहीं हो कि अवार्ड लेने के लिए कुछ भी वहाँ डेटा भर दिया है तो वो किसी को पता नहीं चलेगा और अवार्ड मिल जाएगा. There are two things. One, all this information is in public domain, and we are going to do very heavy publicity of the award-winning districts and the fast-moving districts. अगर एक कैटेगरी से 1 स्टार से 2 स्टार में गया तो उसको भी हम काफी हल्ला करेंगे, 2 से 3 में गया तो उसको भी हल्ला करेंगे. तो प्लीज टेल पीपल टू रिपोर्ट ऑनेस्टली. द सेकंड थिंग इज दैट वी विल बी डूइंग एन एनुअल फंक्शनैलिटी असेसमेंट. इनिशियली हमारा थॉट ये था कि जो 400 में से प्रोग्रेस का स्कोर निकल के आएगा, उसमें हम फंक्शनैलिटी स्कोर से मल्टीप्लाई करके फाइनल स्कोर निकालेंगे. अभी फिलहाल जो हमने फ्रेमवर्क में रखा है, वो अभी ये रखा है कि फंक्शनैलिटी स्कोर को जिले के स्कोर में ऐड करके निकालेंगे. और दैट इज स्टिल टेंटेटिव. टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, वी मे फाइनली डिसाइड दैट 400 में से अगर किसी जिले ने अपने सेल्फ असेसमेंट और रिपोर्टिंग में 400 में से 400 नंबर प्राप्त किए हैं और जब हम फंक्शनलिटी असेसमेंट कराते हैं तो ओवरऑल फंक्शनलिटी स्कोर अगर 30% निकल के आता है तो उस जिले का स्कोर 40 इंटू 30% कर 400 इंटू 30% करके 120 ही माना जाएगा फॉर द पर्पज ऑफ कंसिडरेशन ऑफ एनुअल अवार्ड्स. So please tell the districts that this is not intended that people should get into a rat race and report anything. People should report honestly and try and execute the work. जितना अच्छा काम करेंगे, जितना अच्छा काम करके जितना honestly report करेंगे, उतना अच्छा बाद में क्रेडिट बनेगा. अदरवाइज बाद में थोड़ी सी जगह सही होगी कि साहब देखिए पूरा तो इन्होंने किया पर एनुअल अवार्ड में तो ये 206 में से हमेशा नंबर 1 पे आते थे जब मंथली और क्वार्टरली रैंकिंग होती थी, और जब एनुअल असेसमेंट हुआ तो 206 में से 204 पे आए. ठीक है. सो दैट देन विल एक्सपोज द सच डिसऑनेस्ट रिपोर्टिंग. तो वो थोड़ा सा पहले से सेंसिटाइज करके समझा के आप अपनी डिस्ट्रिक्ट टीम्स को उस तरह से काम कराइए. So let's keep in touch and please let us know about any suggestions, just as the team MP has suggested something about disinfection or chlorination. Thank you.